Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6th edition of the Hands On Podcast. We are a beefalo down tonight. He is traveling. So I'm sitting next to Cotton Eye Joe, and we've got Pat.
Fucking how my name changes every fucking change.
And we got Pat behind the switchboard tonight.
Brains of the operation.
Brains of the operation.
No, he's
We're
traveling.
in trouble.
We went over this last time.
Yeah, so we just survived another barbecue. Of course, I had to stay up all night with the clammy again. Second time. Second time we've done this where I'm the one who has to stay here. And this time I was smart and I bought some really dirt cheap blow-up mattresses to have like a blow-up mattress party. And actually was able to get some sleep as opposed to trying to sleep on the mats.
You slept on the couch last friggin' time. And you were snoring like a friggin' baby.
That's not true.
You lying sack of shit.
So, and then I'm confused. You said I stayed up with
And
Clammy all
slept.
night, and then
And I
you
got
were
some
telling
good
us how
sleep.
you slept. That's
I got
weird.
some good sleep. Yeah, see that?
Well, somebody has to stay here and wake up every like hour and a half to stoke the fire.
Who woke up every hour and a half?
I did. Because Michael was sleeping like a baby. He was passed out. Well, he was up for 20-something hours at that point anyway, so I let him sleep. And yeah, it was a success. Like usual, my mac and cheese was the number one. The votes were tallied.
Yeah.
And my artery clogging macaroni and cheese was the best.
We know
thing.
how you tally votes.
I could tell you that I will never vote for anything other than the Gorgonzola potato
the
salad.
Gorgonzola?
Yeah.
The
Well,
Gorgonzola?
Gorgonzola. You say it however you want.
Yeah.
I could win a contest eating that because I love it so much.
Yeah.
I think I had 3 plates of just potato salad. It's the best thing I've ever eaten. Hands down.
Then who made that?
God.
And that would be me.
You would like to call the old man? After the potato salad, I will call you anything you want. The old man. He's amazing. Magical hands.
Yeah, so it was a good time. Unfortunately, we didn't have any beer of our own beer. That's kind of on me for having a messy basement and garage and everything in the way. But it's also on other people for
So
not.
if anybody wants to drink, we still got keg and a
Yeah,
half
that's
of
true.
beer to drink.
Yeah, we do. We've got
Come on down.
down.
We didn't drink a whole lot.
Unfortunately, I was fucking exhausted, and I didn't get to watch the fights that night. There were a couple good ones, and even though I got shit, some McGregor fan on Instagram was giving me shit for getting my for not guessing the fight right between him and Alvarez. So of course he gave me the Borat, I guess you were right in picking the McGregor fight. Not. I was like, I'll just let it be. But those fights, pick those ones right. You know, Ultimate Fight Night 99, Ultimate Fight Night 100. I don't remember which one was which. I think. Do you remember which one was which?
I do not. I do know they both happened, but
Yeah.
which one was which is tough.
Well, one good thing is you don't have to pick a McGregor fight now.
That's true.
That candy ass is taken off for 6 months.
Yeah, he is.
Paternity leave.
Paternity leave.
Do you have paternity leave?
Did
My son Dan have
I had
paternity leave? Yeah.
my wife had a baby 10 days after a fight. So.
Dan fought 2 fights out of the hospital beds, or out of hospital rooms.
Yeah.
He slept in a hospital room for 6-week camp.
I went down to Dan's
Paternity
fight.
leave crap.
I went to Dan's fight in Brazil, and Wyatt was born a week and a half later, and Sawyer was born 10 days after the fight with Dariush. So, must be nice to make McGregor money.
Must be nice to be the boss of the UFC.
You know what? Every fight I've picked against McGregor, I said he got lucky, and people asked me. I said that Aldo was going to kill him. I thought Eddie was going to kill him, and at some point you got to give him credit.
Well,
I've bet against him every time, and every time I've been pretty wrong.
He's pinpoint accurate, but
he's got great hands.
He's I wouldn't say he's the hardest hitter out there.
I think it hits hard enough.
Well, he hits, he's accurate, and and he'll hit you 4 times on the same spot. So, but I don't think because what fight has he ever had Aldo. But Aldo should have come out to When Fools Rush In by Elvis Presley because that's what he did.
He's been waiting to use that one.
It was like, here I come. I'm going to run you over because Aldo beats him 99 out of 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
He still hit that counter left.
But it's
very clean.
Aldo
very
had his
composed.
eyes closed because he was throwing his big haymaker.
He was. I agree with you.
Well, there's paying attention.
There's something to be said too. I think that your ability to absorb punches gets better, like throughout a fight. You see far less one punch knockouts towards the end of a fight, or even after the first round.
In the lower weights, yeah.
Than you do. No, even in the upper weights.
Even the heavyweights.
Even the heavyweights, it's more. You see more combos. Granted, there are more one-punch knockouts later in the fights, but that's just because they're throwing around a lot of meat. But I think that you do kind of I don't even know what the science behind it would be. If it's tensing up, if it's relaxing, if whatever the hell it is. But your ability to absorb punches gets better in a fight, and it doesn't even necessarily mean that you are getting hit before that. It's just that you'll see guys get knocked out. If something clean lands early in a fight, you see those punches or those knockouts. But if something clean lands in the second round, you don't see as many like one punchers like that. The McGregor Aldo, which was like, kid was out before he hit the mat.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like he doesn't hit like, Gillard. Gillard's got what, 8 of those friggin' knockouts. Guys are stiff, gone.
You don't think it has to do too with people maybe just not hitting as hard later in the rounds? You're getting a little bit fatigued. Those punches aren't snapping the same way.
Not. There's definitely something where the power probably drops a little bit, but I honestly think that it's more the person getting punched than it's the person throwing the punch. How you have more TKOs later where it's guys getting knocked out cold earlier in fights. But again, I don't know why it's like that.
I was surprised too that Eddie, like the king of getting rocked and getting back up, wasn't able to get back up. You think it had something to do with the new weight cut, that he's not able to IV and maybe he's a little dehydrated?
I don't know, but getting knocked down it's not a good trait.
No.
It's not something. It's going to catch up with you, and it doesn't matter who you're fighting. It's going to catch up with you if that happens. It happens a lot. So, it very well may have. I don't know how much he cuts. It does suck, but listen, everybody else has got to deal with it too. But so there were you speaking of like the non knockouts, Bader ended up TKOing Nogueira in the third.
Right. Bader looked great, or
he did.
Nogueira didn't look sharp. I'm not sure which one, but he was dominant.
Nogueira he's a stud. He's been around. He's fought
everybody.
Pretty much everybody. But he was ranked like 9 going into that fight, and he didn't look like a top 10 fighter, at least in the highlights and stuff like that I saw. But that was very loud, Pat.
It felt good though. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was like the one in the deer woods.
It was loud too. Quick. Why don't we see deer?
Yeah, why don't we see deer? It's because we're opening beers,
hopping from rock to rock.
But Bader did look good, and got that TKO late. later in the fight. Musasi came out and reading the play-by-play, Uriah went in there and was trying to just land those crazy kicks, and ended up getting taken down off of one, or at least bum rushed against the cage and taken down, and then didn't really have anything to show for it once it hit the mat. So
I feel like on that fight he had to know. I mean, Musasi's great. He's got great grappling. He's got great takedowns. He knew what he had to look out for, and he just implemented a perfect plan. I think Hall just came in with the same plan. I'm gonna land that stunning puncher kick, and just didn't have a game plan past that, and couldn't deal with how good Musasi was on the feet, on the ground, everywhere. Musasi's a monster.
he is, and he does some great interviews. He's got a very dry sense of humor. It's pretty awesome.
I didn't hear any of the interviews. They were good.
He does some some silly shit, but yeah, he's very he plays that part of not the guy without any sense of humor, any emotion. He does it well. There was also a Bellator fights. Benson fought Chandler.
Yeah, there's another one I called wrong.
Yeah. You had Benson?
Yeah, I thought Benson would be dominant. I didn't even think it was going to be close.
Yeah, it was close. It was a split,
But Benson lost that fight.
Yeah.
I think he clearly lost. He didn't even look like Benson to me. He was on his back a lot. He was not that dynamic, pushing the pace fighter that we saw in the UFC.
Since he's gotten to Bellator, he hasn't really fought, even kind of trailing towards the end of his career in the UFC. Not as much, but definitely the last couple of fights, he puts himself against the cage. Like, he actually physically backs up against the cage, which is weird. It's not something that you should do. I mean, unless you were like trying to then throw the Superman off the cage or something like that, it just puts you in a bad spot, because probably 90% of the time anybody gets a punch thrown at them and they move backward. It's hard, and you have to work to move laterally. And the way the octagon, or the whatever the heck the Bellator is, the circle, the way it's shaped, you can't even fully move laterally. You actually have to move into the opponent a little bit in order to move out of the way of a punch. So putting yourself there is just it's dangerous game to play. I don't know why he's been doing it. Then he got suplexed. Did you see that?
I did.
That was pretty awesome.
That was ugly. If that happened to me, that's it. I'm done.
Dude,
send a stretcher in to pull me out of there, because I'm not bouncing back from that.
It was a beautiful one. It was absolutely beautiful, beautiful suplex. But yeah.
So now Bader's coming off a real big win, and he is a free agent now.
Yeah.
Where do you think he's going to end up?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, because you never know. You never know what. Even when it was the Fertittas and Dana, you didn't really know what the UFC wanted in somebody, or was willing to pay for somebody. I think that he should be too good for them to let go. They should make a good offer, because he should be top 5. But with the new owners in town, you don't know. You don't know how they're gonna try to negotiate, and apparently, from some of the things you're hearing out of like GSP's camp and stuff like that, is that they just were not willing to negotiate with anything with him. But you're talking at like 2 totally different planes of compensation for fighting. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him still in the UFC, but there are definitely fights outside of it for him.
Well, you look at Mitrione. I thought Mitrione was a good fighter. I thought he was a good personality. He sold seats, and boy, best move of his career going over to Bellator. He's going to get to fight Fedor now.
Yeah,
That's pretty
We'll
exciting.
see if that's a good move for him.
But yeah, listen, Fedor. That was one of the first fights we ever watched. We watched it at your house, and it was Fedor fought Zulu.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just being like, "Wow, this guy's gonna get destroyed." And that was not a fair fight.
No.
But listen, if you can say you stepped in the cage with
Yeah,
Fedor, that's what an honor, man.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that that he's finally fighting, like in one of the U.S. promotions. I don't know where is that fight? Do you know where that fight's taking place?
No, I have no idea.
No. Maybe that's no, they're not the ones that are having the New Year's, are they? Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool for him to fight over here, and the only issue is that he's been out for a bit, and I'm of the mindset of just if you're gonna call it quits, call it quits. There's it. Granted, if he's making $2 million to show up, that's a pretty motivating.
That's
payday.
compelling. Yep.
But it's still not a business to be in if your heart's not in it. Particularly for the big guys, man, because it's just there is more punishment put on them because of the horsepower. So I don't know. We'll see.
He's been in some battles too. I mean that Randleman fight. Talk about a suplex. Holy moly, did Randleman
that was a jumping.
Yeah,
geez. Jumping suplex.
He's got to still feel that when he goes to lay down at night. I almost I blame the UFC too, because when he was under negotiations, he should have fought Randy Couture. That would have been, at the time, would have been awesome.
Yeah.
It would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
They should have made that happen, just as fans of the game themselves. No matter what, I don't know what kind of money he was asking for, but if they were even close, I don't know. That would have been great. That's one of those ones we're always going to miss.
I think the big deal with that one was that it wasn't just money. It was like cross-promotion, co-promotion type stuff. They wanted the UFC to do like promotional work for M1 or something like that, and that adds something extra to the negotiation table as opposed to just cash, So I think that's unfortunately why we wouldn't get to see that fight, but it would have been awesome, And that's one of those things where like the Chuck Vanderlei, you wanted to see that one for so long in the UFC, and by the time you saw it, both guys were in the twilight of their career, and it wasn't what it could have been if they had fought a couple years earlier. But that's how it goes sometimes, I guess. And yeah.
As a fan, it's heartbreaking, but I'm excited. I don't think Fedor will ever be in a fight that I won't watch. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He started it. He's one of the...
Yeah, he's one of those guys that... Like, I've got, like, a handful of guys that if they criticize the way that I fight, I'd take heed, and he's one of them. There's only a couple people that have earned that right to have me put some weight on any shit they talked. So
we were a little bit late on the comments today. I do have them
Yeah.
up though, and our esteemed Muay Thai coach Amr said that the mac and cheese did win hands down.
Oh, you scumbag.
Yep.
Whoa.
Hey, easy there.
Yeah,
Easy
come on.
there.
Amr
Kick him.
is-
Kick him,
Amr-
Amr.
Oh
Kick him,
my
Amr.
God.
Yeah, come on, Amr. You don't have to kiss up to him.
No, I think about Amr kicking, my leg hurts. Amr is one of the...
You should see that man kick the rice bag, man.
Just nailing it.
Like, I think
Amr did good. You look good.
I think I'm able to kick the rice bag harder than most people here, at least, and he'll like leap into that thing, and it's scary. It's freaking scary to watch. He used to take like the cutting boards at his old job and break them over the little breadboards and break them over his shins to deaden the nerves.
We were doing leg conditioning one day, and he looks me dead in the face. He's like, Pat, as long as you don't kick me in the knee, you can kick me as hard as you possibly can. Like, it won't hurt me at all. And I think that's a knock on my kicks, but it's
Yeah,
he didn't care. His classes are so much fun because he puts like so much energy into it.
Yeah.
That guy loves Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I love taking his classes. He's pumped up. He's excited to be in there, and then he kicks you in the leg, and it hurts when you sleep.
I always find that when I do leg conditioning, I chase people around because I enjoy it. Like I enjoy I don't know what it is. Just you get into that like zone, and it hurts and it sucks, but I always feel like I creep in on people, and follow them around the mat.
That's a different mentality right there. Enjoying it. I feel like I have to do it, but I don't know that I've ever really enjoyed it.
You don't enjoy it?
No.
No.
That's why I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
Never will be.
No, you're gonna fight.
I have to fight. I would like to fight.
You have to fight.
I just need to know, so then I can have a little more weight behind my commentary, because I can say I did it.
Yeah. You still don't get to talk shit.
No, but I would. At least I would know.
And then you know what it's like to be in a fight.
That's true.
Yeah. Like a fight that wasn't a sophomore beating the shit out of you in the parking lot in front of all the other seniors.
I don't know the specific instance that you're referring to.
And then you bit him back, and I think you broke skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to bite me, I'm going to bite you back. That's the way to go. And for our viewers at home, you should never wrestle Jim in snap pants. They were the rage back in when we were in high school. They were so cool.
They were hot, yeah.
Until you got your snap pants ripped off in the middle of the football field.
Yeah.
But, you live and you learn.
Okay.
I never wear snap pants to jiu-jitsu, ever.
Yeah.
That's a life lesson that's sunk in deep.
Yeah. Well, they're not even the thing anymore. I don't even know if they could make snap-off skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Be pretty.
You could just bust them off sitting down by accident.
Yeah, they'd be painful because by design, the snaps would just be digging into your leg.
The new skinny jeans, though, are they're kind of spandexy, so it might be nice, actually.
Yeah, I still wouldn't.
A little bit of stretch, a little bit of pull. Maybe we got an idea.
Yeah. We're
going to table that, and
right.
and we'll circle back to it.
Yep. Trademark.
Trademark.
But yeah, so then you get into that fight, and then you'll be more comfortable if you ever have to defend your family, Pat.
That's true.
That's true.
It's true.
There's nothing, I've never been like scared to get, for an MMA fight, or like, I'd say like that fired up, I mean, I get fired up, but it's completely different. But it's still, you're going out against somebody that's prepared to fight you specifically.
I think that's the beauty of it. That you're going in there, you're testing yourself. I think, win or lose, you did it. You prepared to the best of your ability. You're hoping that your opponent did the same, and it's like running a marathon. You do it to say you did it.
Yeah.
You're going to go fight. You're going to test yourself. No matter what the other guy's going to do, you're going to have your game plan. And I've been coming to jiu-jitsu a lot more.
You have been. Yeah.
You understand the struggle. You kind of understand the struggle. See, you
do.
can go because it's your job.
Yeah.
See, I have a job.
I know.
And then I have kids, and then I have to. Tonight, Megan came to kickboxing. She brought my youngest son, Finn, who will be a killer one day.
Yeah.
We got to tone him back.
Yeah.
He came to wrestling. I took Jack to swimming, and then we met in the parking lot here where I gave Jack and Katie to Megan. She took all the kids home. I did jiu-jitsu, and now we're podcasting. That's the struggle.
2 ships passing in the night.
No, we high-fived on the way out.
Yep. Yeah. You're not gonna be having a 4th one anytime soon.
No.
With those hours.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. I don't know how the third one happened, so
yeah.
we're gonna do some DNA testing.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I would say, though, one thing kids have done to me is that they have made me insane about home security.
Yeah.
Before we had kids, I would leave the doors unlocked. I would sleep on the yard. I never thought about that for
Holy
a second.
Christ. Why?
Because it was just me. Who cares? Now with kids, I'm like a lunatic.
Your kids were like my 4 kids. Anybody comes in the door, they'd turn around and fucking leave when they saw the kids.
It's just not worth
I'd be
it.
like, "Ooh, I ain't going in it. Fuck this. I'm dealing with these. Screw that."
No way.
Home security.
Well, you had it easy.
Well, how did I have it easy?
You had it easy because there weren't nearly as many creeps when we were growing up as there are now.
It was definitely a different
there
time
was just
back
as many
then.
creeps, but like I said, they were afraid of you guys.
Well, it damn well better have been. You gave me a Rambo knife when I was 4.
Well,
See, maybe we're doing home security wrong. Maybe we should arm the children.
Arm the children. we used to steal his arrows and make bows and tape the ends of the arrows up and shoot them at each other.
home
And
security, you got a friggin' dog. That's all you need.
Mhm.
And you got a wife to throw at the burglar or whoever comes in first.
Yeah.
Then you can take care of
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though, Dad. Mom is tougher than you.
She is the toughest Miller hands down. Then Karen, then you guys.
it. Then you guys. I'll give you that. Your mother is tough.
Yeah.
Tough as they come.
What is your home security setup right now?
I have 2 fat dogs, and that's first line of defense. First of all, is to keep my house in a disheveled state,
Check.
so that nobody's actually interested to come by.
Well, that's it. So you got 2 dogs, and the burglar or who's coming to invade your house is going to fall in the friggin' gopher hole they dug by
Which
the
one?
tree and be asking you to help them out. Hey, I broke my leg.
No, I'm
Can
sure-
you help me?
No, but I'm a I have a handgun, next to the bed, and I've also got the 45 carbine in the bedroom. I've have a couple shotguns and stuff like that, and ARs and stuff. But I've decided that the handgun would probably be the first one that I'd go to, a 40 cal, Springfield XD.
You have cleared the house a
I have
couple times.
I have cleared the house on at least 3 occasions. I've cleared the house. One time I woke up to the sound of breaking glass, and I must have just been dreaming about it. But I've got there's
Well, there you go.
well, yeah. Well, that's the thing is not that's why identifying your target is number one. So a flashlight is like the first thing, and have a weapon mounted light or a light with it, because 99% of the bumps in the night are non-shoot scenarios. So, but yeah, I freaking cleared the house, and yes, I rolled out of bed. But I have 4 kids, and my bedroom, where my bedroom was positioned, I have to leave my bedroom. It's not like in the best in the best case scenario would be, okay, somebody breaks in your house, lock the door, and hide in the closet and bring your gun with you and call 911. But I'm not afforded that luxury. So I did clear the house with my pocket knife. That was the most recent one, though. That's when I came home to Ginger being impaled.
Oh,
yeah. So
I heard you were hot during that. Clear.
Oh man, I was fired up. Yeah, because it was one of those things where it's like, you come home to your dog limping around the house with his stick sticking out of her side. I wasn't sure what happened at that point. I had a van full of the kids and my wife, so I made sure that nobody was in the house, even though the fat dog was inside the house, but he could have been locked in the closet or something like that. And, You never know with Dexter because he.
Here, you want a you want a cupcake,
Yeah.
dog?
Oh yeah.
Come in, go in the closet.
I know. You know that's the thing is I know how he acts when I'm there. The way he acts when I'm home, it makes me wonder about him, because he's not. He doesn't give two shits about anybody when I'm home. He goes up and he hugs anybody.
Right.
He's a lot more protective when I'm not home.
Right.
You know. But that's with my wife and the kids around and stuff like that. So I don't know how he would react if nobody was home. I don't know how protective and
more than if you were home.
I think he. I think
kids?
he's no.
Yeah.
I think he's more protected. Worst case scenario for somebody to come around is when I'm not home, and the kids and my wife are, because he is a freaking tenacious,
Well, it's bad. Look
big
at
dog.
Tug. How aggressive was Tug to anybody? The lab we
Tug
had.
bit me one time on the ass.
Well, it's because you were running away from him.
Yeah.
That's true.
But Tugger loved everybody and was good. I mean, and the guy, the cable TV guy, or said he was a cable TV guy, came up to the house and told your mother, "Oh, I got to go in the house and check the stuff. Can you show me where to be?" And the dog friggin' started growling and wouldn't let the guy in the house.
Tugger was a big lab too.
Yeah,
He was over
and he
100
was just
pounds.
and
he
he
was
just
about $120.
friggin'. I mean, he loved everybody.
Yeah.
He just sensed something and was like, screw you, because the only one home was your mother.
Yeah.
And he friggin' went nuts.
So
And I think Dexter and Ginger would do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that if nobody was home,
Well, they're not going to let anybody in the house.
well, maybe.
But
But
nobody's going to go in the house.
But anyway.
The way your dog growls and stuff at diesel trucks.
Yeah. Crazy change.
I mean, yeah. Somebody tries to get in the door, they'll go nuts.
I can verify that going to your house to feed them when you guys are away for fights. There's, let me try to count the pointers, because you got to count them to make sure they all come back in. So there's your two,
Right.
Jim's two,
Two.
and there's been
Dan's
Dan's
too.
two, and Michael's two.
Right.
I think one time. So there was 8 of them.
Right.
And when I opened the door, they were, I think it was Cooper, came around the corner, super aggressive, growling a little bit.
Right.
Like, all right, guys, you want to eat or you want to bite me? This only goes one way. And I think actually Ellie calmed everybody down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she, but no, if I was a burglar, no chance I'm going
Yeah.
anywhere near that house.
Well, that,
Right.
If you had
yeah,
it in
that was
mind,
ridiculous.
It was insane.
It sounded like a kennel.
It was crazy.
But yeah, you never. It's like anything else, though. You have to prepare for the worst case scenario. Because I love best case scenario every time that I step into the cage, and the first punch you throw is the one that lands, and the fight's over. But you have to prepare for that shitty situation where things don't go right, or somebody's got an edge on you, or something like that.
So you said before, Jim, that the worst case scenario for a burglar would be for them to break in when you're not home.
Well,
I'm going to go ahead and disagree with that. I think the worst case scenario would be for a crackhead to have been lost in your basement coincidentally on the day that Ginger got the steak for going after the bear, because that would have been a tough day for the crackhead when Jim Miller was clearing the house with his pocket knife and you're just bouncing around the basement. You just want to get high. And here comes Jim. He's fired up. He's got his pocket knife. That's worst case scenario for a burglar.
That probably would have been pretty bad. I was making a mean face. Like I caught myself at one point, like snarling as I was like going around, because I was pissed. I didn't know what was going on.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. And it's like, man, I don't know if I've made that face in like, there's one of the pictures of like after a fight where I'm like yelling, and that's what it felt like my face was, the position it was in, the expression that was on my face.
So you look like Howdy Doody.
Yeah. And I hurt my back, so then I like jumped down the basement stairs, knife in my teeth.
Holy shit.
It wasn't in my teeth, you dope. I only ride dirt bikes like that.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I think for people at home and people that don't necessarily train, they have no idea how out of your element you are if you encountered a professional fighter. People sometimes ask me, they know that I'm your tech guy and that we have done jiu-jitsu together. Like, oh, how good are they? And the only way I can explain it is that I'm not good enough to understand. I've been training jiu-jitsu for 2 years, and there's probably 3 levels of guys in between us that kick my ass just as bad, right? Like Mike kicks my ass.
Yeah.
And you get the better of Mike. And I can't tell who's better, you or Mike, because you both beat my ass so badly that for a regular burglar who was just wandering around the basement, that's an ugly, ugly, ugly day because you're not going to be nice. It's just, that's, I would love to see it. I would like to be in your basement with popcorn and be like, yeah, there's a safe, buddy, go after it.
No, because you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to.
I disagree.
Because it's not me and Dan or me and Mike or me and Shorty rolling. You know, it's totally different. Totally different situation. So it wouldn't it wouldn't be like beautiful to watch. It sure as shit wouldn't.
Ugh. So what do you think? If you could only have one gun for home defense, what's it going to be?
Well, in my current situation, my current home.
12-gauge shotgun with number 6 birdshot.
No, sir.
Sure.
No. Well, it all depends on your house and the makeup of your house.
My makeup of any house.
No.
Why?
No, sir.
What do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah.
In my house, since I have to cut so many corners to make sure that nobody's in my kids' rooms, a handgun is the best. By far. Because I have to round corners. Tight corners.
And you think an 18-inch barrel on like a
no,
like the home defense 870 is too long?
Yeah, too long. You know, and granted, that's why I have the carbine in the room as well, because that's my spouse's gun. You know, that's Mama Bear's.
The real worst case scenario.
Yeah, the real worst case scenario is because if shit goes down and I'm grappling with somebody, my wife is of the same mindset of my mother in that she'll shoot me to shoot that guy. You know,
there's gonna be some bodies on the floor.
Yeah. You know, she's gonna do what has to get done to save the kids, and that's it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But for me personally, it is a handgun. And would I like something that has slightly more capacity? Yeah, you know, nobody's ever complained about having too many rounds. Granted,
but that's the thing. You don't want anything that's going to go through sheetrock. Why would you want a gun that you don't know where your kids are now coming out of the thing and the guy's coming down the hallway and
number
you got
6
kids?
Number 6 will go through sheetrock too. Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will. It will go through sheetrock.
Yeah, but not that it's going to do any damage. That's why you wouldn't have buckshot in them either, because I'm blowing holes through all my walls.
No. Yes,
so I want to sit.
A 12 gauge with buckshot is probably the most devastating weapon you could use on another person within 25 yards.
Right.
Yes, granted. And somebody that's in my house is within 25 yards.
Well, I wouldn't use buckshot in my house
But
either.
I think you got to give some credit, too, to the shotgun and taking away some of that precision aiming being necessary.
No.
Because number 6 birdshot is going to stop anybody who's in your house if you're shooting at them. But it isn't going to go through that wall.
Yes,
it will.
It's
not through 2 layers of sheetrock. It ain't going through 2 layers of sheetrock. It ain't.
I think for
Bullshit.
the next episode, we got to test it. We're bringing sheetrock
I'll stand
back
on the other side.
Yeah, because you've shot a shotgun so many times in a house. Because you've done testing.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
We need to put some stakes on this.
Use your Google Foo and
go ahead. I don't have a Google Foo.
And
Google Foo.
Say, oh yeah, you know, what are the experts? What would the experts use in as a home defense? They're going to choose either an AR-15.
No.
Yes, they are going to choose either an AR-15 or a handgun. it's not. Some people have, the home defense firearm. Other people have their carry gun. If I lived in a carry state, if New Jersey wasn't New Jersey and I could carry, it'd probably be the handgun that I have on my side would be the handgun that would be my bedside. And that's it. Because you're going to train with it. You're going to put rounds through it. You're going to practice. You're going to drill. Thinking that, a shotgun with what SWAT team uses birdshot?
What SWAT team is worried about? They're not worried about kids because a SWAT team don't give a shit if they shoot a 4-year-old in the other room through a fucking wall.
Well,
the kid wasn't supposed to be there.
You need to know.
You know the kids are there. They're your kids.
You need to. It still can do more damage. It can still do more damage.
Find out what the expert
You
says,
can use-
Pat.
Well, I'm looking to see what'll go through sheetrock.
There are different round types. You could get
buckshot will go through 6 sheets of
Yeah,
sheetrock,
can-
but that's not what we're
not
need to
using
know if
buckshot.
Yeah,
Birdshot.
No birdshot.
all right.
That's why you wouldn't use buckshot. I said no buckshot.
He did say that.
Fuck that. If you have to pull the trigger on somebody, you have to kill them. Like, that's the whole idea. If you don't have to kill them,
Well, the first
then
shot
you don't have to pull the
the
trigger.
first shot of birdshot is going to sting you enough that the second shot, when I had the gun right next to your head, is going to kill you.
So I gotta say,
let's email Jerry Mitchellak.
I just picked up a Ruger Takedown 1022, and
I wouldn't want to be shot with that.
No, I love it. I can get the rounds for 10 cents a round. I could
Ooh.
carry 4,000
There goes my
rounds.
eardrum.
Oh, there's a party foul.
Yeah, I know.
I could carry 4,000 rounds on my back if we had
Why
to
would you need to
get
do
out
that?
of the house.
Why would you need to do that?
The worst case
4,000.
Why would you
scenario.
need to do that?
What if the
I'll have
house
one
was
of those.
compromised and we had
Give
to
me
get?
an all day.
What if I had to get to your house because there was no gorgonzola potato salad? I got to move the kids and I want to be able to fire while I go. So I think
No,
the 1022 it's an accurate gun.
I
It
agree.
folds in half, and I can stock up on ammo.
Listen,
I can't afford to stock up on 5.56.
The way that it works is that if you have something, one, you're going to be more confident and assertive when you verbally confront somebody that's in coming into your home. So that's probably going to de-escalate the situation. But then also, it doesn't really matter what you have, because by the numbers that I've seen, at least, once a homeowner starts defending themselves with a firearm, they pretty much always make it. Like, you don't see shootouts. They're not getting into shootouts. You're not defending against assassinations. An assassination is completely different. That's somebody specifically trying to just kill you. You see burglaries gone wrong. You see attempted rape, shit like that. That's what gets stopped. And usually, yes, it doesn't matter. You could probably shoot somebody with a 22, and stop them from assaulting you or your family. But you can't say that, holy shit, Michael got hit with a flyer.
Yeah.
And
it stung.
Yeah, it
I
stung.
got hit with
but
flyers.
it only takes one. It only takes one. The first deer that I killed, I hit with one pellet from the buckshot, went between the ribs. A number 6 could go between the ribs and kill somebody and pop their heart.
I know.
Just like that.
Well, I'm saying number 6.
I would rather be able to get the gun up and be faster on target than having a shotgun. Yes, if somebody was going to be in my kitchen and my kids are still in their beds, all right, well, every yard that you shoot that, the pattern's going to open up an inch. So by the time it gets down there, you're going to have a whatever, pattern's probably going to be about this big. I would much rather have my handgun. And granted, I've shot a shotgun, what, probably like 50 times more than I've ever shot a handgun, because I didn't start shooting handguns until later in life.
500 more times.
Yeah, probably.
So it doesn't look like birdshot will penetrate 2 sheets of sheetrock.
It won't. I'm telling you.
Nope. There's some pictures on here, and it looks like maybe a pellet or two squeaked through, but with
Right.
no real
damage.
No real damage.
So
All right.
we are taking
right.
a 6, and
Who-
I'm standing on the
who
other side of that wall. And also,
recommends?
I know it won't get through there. Any
Why
of
don't
them.
you do that? Why don't you do that? Who recommends it?
I was just reading up on that, and there's pretty good debate back and forth. A lot
Between-
I feel like a lot of these guys go over the top, though, right?
Between
Like,
who?
There's debate on the forums. They're saying
Forums.
that you should have buckshot in it, that
Forums.
birdshot isn't going to incapacitate anybody. If you hit me with birdshot, I'm not robbing
Sure it
your
is.
house. Unless
Sure
you have
it
my
is.
kids
Depends.
strapped to your back,
Birdshot will.
I'm going home.
Birdshot is incapacitating you at 10 yards, which is all
Absolutely.
you're shooting in a house. At 30 feet or 20 feet, birdshot is going to incapacitate you.
I agree 100%.
I have
at
seen that
20
you can,
feet.
you can wax the loads. So what you do is you cut open a thing of like 8s, 7
Right.
halves, and then you pour melted wax in them, and then it hits and it does damage. But when it hits something that'll disperse it, it doesn't. It totally it basically acts like one of the rounds that you can get for a firearm or a rifle or a handgun. They're compressed. It's a compressed powder, so it hits anything that is capable of dispersing it. It hits a harder surface than flesh, and it fragments. I guarantee you that a vast majority of professionals, shooting professionals, people who are either military, police, professional shooters working for either a firearm or ammunition company, or our 3-gun. I guarantee you that they are going to choose either a handgun or a carbine.
I think the boss has got a good point, and I think if you were training with it every day and you were a military professional, then yeah, you're going to be pretty nasty with the handgun. You're going to know your surroundings in a military type setting. In your house, you got kids moving around. When's the last time you shot your handgun? You didn't shoot it yesterday. You didn't shoot it the day before. The shotgun is just going to take some of the guesswork out. You're going to incapacitate somebody with birdshot. You're not going to have to worry about going through sheetrock.
And it's hit one of your kids. I mean, that's the big thing, is you don't, somebody's running down your hallway and you're ripping off shots at them, and one of your kids is, it's going through the sheetrock, and, where the birdshot isn't. They can be in their room screaming because the burglar's in your house, and he's in your hallway, and your 25-foot hallway from one end to the other, he's going down with number 6 birdshot in him.
I guess, too, what kind of settles it as far as the professionals, Jim, and you do have a good point, is what does the U.S. military use? They're using ARs. Yeah. 223, 5.56 is the military round. They're not sending guys around with 870s.
And they're clearing huts and homes over on the other side of the world. Would it work? Yes. Yes, it would work. But it is much. The only reason that I would use a shotgun is for the ease of my wife to use it. That's really it.
But that is not your wife's gun.
That is not my wife's gun. No.
Why is that?
The shotgun?
Yeah.
Because I would rather her be shooting a solid. Because if she's going to shoot somebody, I want them to go down.
There's no way you shoot somebody with birdshot and they don't go down. There's no way.
There are ways.
At 50 yards,
ways.
they're not going down, but you're
They're
shooting
not
a
moving
guy at
closer.
the
There
you're
are
shooting
ways.
a guy from your house in the neighbor's driveway with a birdshot. Oh, okay.
I'm not. Why would I be doing something?
Well,
like
that's
that?
what I mean. He's in your
Why
house.
would I do something like that?
So number 6 birdshot
What if
in
he's-
your house
what if he's
is
wearing,
all you need.
What if he's wearing a Filson tin cloth jacket, a down vest, and then a wool vest underneath that. It might knock the wind out of him, but it's probably not good.
Well, hold on.
And
you just told me it would go through 2 sheets of
And he's
sheetrock.
high.
And now it's not going through a Filson wool jacket and a pair of
again,
Duluth grouchy pants or whatever.
Again.
Grouchy pants.
Grouchy pants.
I've worn those
There
before. They made me miserable.
They have rounds that you buy for your handgun, your carry handgun, that are purpose built for penetration through heavy clothing, through winter clothing. That goes to tell you something.
Yeah, that they're marketing and making some money on you. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it tells
You don't think my 9mm is going to go through a heavy jacket?
It all depends on the round. It all depends on the round. What you're trying... You have to understand that
we got to do a test. I want to do a follow-up test.
We don't need to do a test.
No, we need to do a test. I want to bring sheetrock out in...
Who the fuck are we? When you pull the trigger on someone, you want it to be over.
Yes.
Over. Done. Lights out.
9mm doing that, and birdshot at close range is doing that.
No.
I disagree.
You watch too many movies.
No. No, I don't. I don't watch.
You watch too much of The Walking Dead.
No, no, I don't watch that. Well, I watch that, but I shake my head at it.
I love that show. I don't care.
They never told us how people's skulls get so soft when they become zombies.
I've often wondered that myself.
Because
but
they
I just let myself enjoy the show.
Yeah, they just like.
Well, why doesn't everybody have a sword? Why the hell would you use a knife on something that could bite you and kill you? A knife is a useless tool. Even something like long and thin, which I have at my disposal, arrows, would be good, you know. Michonne's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
No knives. No knives. So for the next podcast, I would like to do some field testing.
We
got
to
do it and then show it.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
But I think there should be a bet. You think that birdshot will go through 2 sheets of sheetrock?
No, I'm saying.
You've changed your stance. You turned.
Because he saw you
no,
Googled it,
no,
and he
it's
told
not,
you.
He
said
didn't believe
Google
you,
it.
but Google changed
I'm
his
not-
mind.
but Google it.
I'm not worried.
Why don't you let Google be your dad?
I'm not worried because I'm not closing my eyes. And something
I'm not closing my
something
eyes
you have to
too
remember
using
too is a
birdshot.
shotgun, a 12-gauge shotgun, is going to be louder.
I think that's a good thing.
And the thing
No,
is,
it's not
like
a good
you.
thing.
Why
I
not?
mean, that's the thing.
Little kids running around. Somebody saying, "Don't shoot, don't shoot." It's awful. It's awful difficult if the neighbors hear the guy screaming and you don't because your eardrums are blown out. It's gonna be a tough case in court for you.
Well, if you shoot him once, I don't think he's going to continue to say don't shoot. Right? You got to be accurate. And I think if there was another gentleman in the basement and he heard the 12-gauge go off, he's leaving the basement.
I think he's leaving the basement if he hears anything going off.
So then why not use a 12-gauge?
Because.
There you have it.
Because it's not as cool.
Yeah.
You
No,
can't
it's
roll
not-
down
it's
the
not-
basement
no, it's not.
with that.
Yeah, well, it's cool if you put the knife in your mouth with the 12-gauge.
That's true.
And you
There you
rack
go.
it repeatedly. You got to rack it like 10 or 15 times before
That's
you
right.
shoot.
You need to empty the tube. You guys are crazy. I'm just going to say that. And on that note,
All right.
on that note, we're going to wrap things up because now I need to go shoot something.
We got to field test it.
Mm-hmm. We're
How
going to
about
field
a
test
deer?
it.
Go shoot a deer. We
Yeah,
have
exactly.
no meat in the freezer.
Exactly. You know what I'd rather shoot a deer with? A freaking copper hollow point. Because I've seen things happen to deer being shot with like Barnes bullets and stuff that I do not want happening to me. And that's it. 1 round. That's all it's going to take. It's not going to be, I'm not going to be hitting sheetrock because I'm not going to be going, all right?
You're making fun of me.
Yeah, I'm making fun of you because you're going to go, and you're going to try to get the shotgun up.
No, I'm not. And shotgun is great because I can shoot from the hip. I don't
Oh,
have to
yeah.
get it up. You're standing down here. Go ahead. You come up my stairs tonight, and I'll have the shotgun on my hip,
All right,
And
ladies
pull
and
the
gentlemen. That's all we have for tonight. These guys are lunatics, and don't trust them.
We'll be doing some field testing.
We get to shoot some stuff. We're going to have
That's
to.
a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win. So
I don't have that many winter coats, though, so we got to be smart about this.
we can use phone books. Yeah.
Well played.
So thank
We're
you.
using your Filson stuff to see if it goes through.
That is blasphemy right there. Thank you for tuning in. This is an episode of the Hands Out Podcast. We will be coming back up in a couple of days, and thank you and good night.